It was an image that most Americans will never forget. President George W. Bush sitting among a group of second graders in a Sarasota classroom and then receiving the world's worst possible news. With a whisper, the nation lost its innocence. As we look back to 9/11, 10 years later, we wonder, did the children there that day lose theirs? 17-year-old Chantal Guerrero was about the same age as her young dance students when she got the history lesson of a lifetime.
This is the most serious attack on the United States since Pearl Harbor. There has never been a terrorist attack of this magnitude, in fact, on any country in the world so far as we can tell.
September 11th, terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and an attempt on the White House. But the president wasn't at home that morning. He was in Sarasota with Chantal Guerrero and her second grade classmates at Sarasota's M.E. Booker Elementary School.
I remember getting there and the feeling that you have when you see so many people and you knowing that you're going right in the middle of that, which is a little scary for a 7-year-old.
Chantal doesn't recall all the details, but what she does remember will stay with her forever. The press, the security, the crush of people.
But I remember him coming in.
Good morning.
And just hearing gasps and then looking and being like, wow, it's really him.
All of them waiting for the president.
Get ready. Sound. Yes, sound.
Sandra Daniels students were ready to read to President Bush. And as they reached under their chairs to grab their books, White House Chief of Staff Andrew Card quietly delivered the dreadful news. Classmate Lazaro DeBrock sat a little further away, but he remembers clearly.
Our teacher, Ms. Daniels, tells us to reach under our chair and grab our books that we would be reading to the president. And I remember looking up briefly as everyone's reaching for the book, and I see, his aide whispering into the president's ear.
The change, like he was so happy and bubbly, and then the subtle change, like now if I was this age and I saw that, I'd be like, something's going on in his head and he's really mentally not in this room right now.
I could see at that moment the president's expression changed, dramatically, and he seemed disconcerted and anxious about something, and he was looking around the room. He seemed disconnected from the group of classmates that were in front of him.
Some might say not only did the president stay connected to the students, but he did his best to protect them.
Mr. President, are you aware of the reports of the plane crash in New York? And is there anything...
And just minutes later...
We want to go live to Jackie Barron, who's in Sarasota with the president right now. Jackie, you're on the telephone. Tell us what they're telling you.
We are inside the media center inside Booker Elementary School. This is where the president was scheduled to address about 150 teachers, parents, and students. Obviously, it has been delayed. He was in the process of doing a reading demonstration for a second grade class when they brought him in. This freezing situation. Here is President Bush now, coming in to make a brief statement. I'll toss it over to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a difficult moment for America. I, unfortunately, will be going back to Washington after my remarks.
Both Chantal and Lazaro say it took them about a year to fully comprehend what had happened that day, the day that President Bush came to their school. Did it change who they are today?
And I believe that changed me in my thinking of the United States and the world, and that I realized that, the United States is vulnerable to an attack, and, we're not the invincible, all-powerful nation that, children are brought up to believe.
For me and my fellow classmates that were in that room with me, I think all of us can say that we do remember, and it's something that we're going to be able to hold with us forever, and we're never going to be able to forget it.
Lazaro is now a senior at Riverview High School in Sarasota and plans on attending Columbia University to study chemical engineering. Chantal is a senior at Sarasota Military Academy. She would like to eventually attend the University of Tampa and study theater arts. Obviously, it made an impact on them as they talk about it now. And 10 years later, just to see those pictures again is reminiscent of those moments where we all felt, oh my goodness, something is terribly wrong.